Roy Big Country Nelson versus Jared the Big Show Rosholt is the co-main event at UFC Fight Night 82. First, I'm going to go over some facts and figures, then I'll give you my pick for this co-main event heavyweight fight toward the end of the video. But before I do that, if you like the content that I put out, please hit that thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. My goal for thumbs up on this video is 7. Roy Big Country Nelson is 21-12. Jared the Big Show Rosholt is 14-2. Right now, Big Country is the favorite at -160 with the comeback on Big Show at +140. Jared Rosholt is 10 years younger than the almost 40-year-old Roy Big Country Nelson. A man that is 39 years old only wins about 27% of the time, and a man who has an 8 to 10 year age advantage, meaning he's 8 to 10 years younger than his opponent, wins 60 to 70% of the time. Jared Rosholt's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage, and also a huge advantage in how many strikes he absorbs per minute. Roy Big Country Nelson absorbs 5.01 strikes per minute, and Big Show only absorbs 1.31. But I think that the reason for that is because most of Jared Rosholt's fights take place on the ground with him on top, or in the clinch with him pushing his opponent against the cage. He is probably the most boring fighter in all of UFC. In contrast, Roy Big Country Nelson is a fan favorite because of his mullet, his big beard, his even bigger belly, and his huge punching power. Jared Rosholt is coming into this fight on a 3-fight winning streak, having only lost 1 fight in the UFC, and that was to Oleksiy Oleinik. Roy Big Country Nelson is coming into the fight on a 3-fight losing streak, having only won 1 fight in his last 6, and that fight was against Big Nogueira. We all know the styles of these two guys. Jared Rosholt is a grinder, like I said, probably the most boring fighter in all of the UFC. Roy Nelson is known for his overhand right punching power. Let's look at a few of Jared Rosholt's fights in the past. Oleksiy Oleinik put him out in round number 1. Because I said that Jared Rosholt only absorbs 1.31 strikes per minute, and that is absolutely necessary because when he does get a significant strike put on his head, he gets rocked or gets put out like he did against Oleksiy Oleinik. He got rocked against Josh Cuddly Bear Copeland. He got rocked against Timothy Johnson, and then Timothy Johnson went in for an ill-advised takedown later on in that fight when I think he could have finished Big Show. And then, of course, Skyscraper Struve. I just don't think that he has the confidence he needs, and he doesn't utilize that reach advantage that he has over every single opponent. Big Country has been facing the higher caliber of opponents now. He lost to Reem, and he lost to Hunt, and he lost to Josh the Warmaster Barnett. In his fights against Reem and Warmaster, he showed an increased fight IQ. I said that he fell in love with his overhand right. He fell in love with it back during Tough. He realized he could put people out rather than smothering them on the ground, and he kind of just looked for that the entire fight, in most of his fights since that time. But against Josh the Warmaster Barnett, he utilized a more diverse attack, and he did pretty decent against the Warmaster. He went to a 5-round decision. He did lose, but he showed improved skills, an improved game, I think. This is a 3-round fight, and Jared Rosholt is used to getting his opponents tired with that control on the ground. Roy Nelson has shown a lack of gas tank in the past. He did, like I said, make it all the way to the 5th round and then to the decision against Josh the Warmaster Barnett, even though he was wheezing kind of early on in that fight. In the 2nd round, he was kind of okay, but then the 3rd through the 5th, he was really, really gassed. But I don't think that he needs that gas tank too much here, even though I hope that he's been preparing to go a complete 3-round fight. But I mentioned if you put big strikes on Jared Rosholt's head, he can go out. I think that that's what happens here. I think that Roy Big Country Nelson, maybe with an uppercut perhaps when Jared Rosholt's going to close the distance here, I think that Big Country Nelson gets a finish. I've got him on my UFC Pick'em KO or TKO in round number 1 because I think that he gets a finish. I've also put him on my counter move team. If you're picking Jared the Big Show Rosholt, I want you to explain why in the comment section down below. And also, please don't also root for him because if he wins, this is probably going to be the least exciting co-main event fight in UFC history. That's it for my preview prediction on this co-main event heavyweight fight. Let me know what you think of my preview prediction in the comments section down below. Please give this video a thumbs up. My goal for thumbs up on this video is going to be just 7. Also, subscribe to the channel. Namaste.